Hello everyone, it's Danny from Orchid Nature. So I want to present to you today the beautiful Oncidium Pupukea Sunset. Now this is the registered name for this orchid, but the actual hybrids can look pretty different one from another. Now the parents of this cross are Oncidium fuscatum, which used to be a Miltonia, thus this guy used to be a Miltonidium, and Oncidium cheirophorum. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this correctly. But anyway, as I was saying, the hybrids of these crosses may be slightly different from one another. Here I have one that has a beautiful pink flush to it, which I absolutely love. But here I have one which is totally pink. And sometimes you can find these orchids under various names that are like Oncidium Pupukea Alba or something like that, or Alba Cream. I did find some variations, but they're not registered names. Now the flowers on this cross, as you can see, are super tiny, but they really are super sweet. And from the profile, you can just say they're little angels. I absolutely love this orchid for many reasons. One of them being that it's a prolific bloomer. It tends to make tiny little pseudobulbs, but quite a lot of them. And each pseudobulb seems to be very willing to bloom. They can make at least one flower spike per pseudobulb. Now the issue with this orchid is that the flowers don't necessarily last too long. Each flower may last up to 2 weeks, but all in all you can get about a month and a half or 2 months of total blooming time on this orchid, depending when the flower spikes mature. But my absolute favorite thing about this beautiful, amazing orchid is the fragrance. Now I must admit, it might not be to everybody's liking. It's a sweet fragrance, I would say, very powerful, very heavy fragrance, and very strong, which can intensify actually in bright light. Now it might not be to everybody's liking because it tends to be slightly artificial, and it reminds me of something they use in church, but I don't remember the name in English. Anyway, I'll post the name on the screen so you can see. Now this orchid smells in the morning time most, and then as the day goes by in the evening it just fades away completely, and the next day it starts to smell once again. But it's such a powerful and beautiful fragrance in my opinion. I find it very classy. It just fills my balcony in the morning time. I come here and it's just this fragrance all over. I absolutely love it. Now I like to leave the flower spikes hang like this. They're not super fragile, but they're not very stiff either, and the flowers can get quite heavy, so you need to be gentle with this orchid in general with the flower spikes. But if you keep it raised up like this, I find it to be a beautiful display. I love keeping this orchid like this, and I don't think I would stake the flower spikes. There are just so many of them anyway that I will have to put too many flower spikes on this orchid. But I do enjoy it like this. So I did find this orchid at a flower shop. I don't think it's a rare orchid. You might find it, of course, in orchid nurseries and online shops. I do suggest you give it a try. As far as I've seen, it's pretty cheap. It's a cheap orchid, and it's just so rewarding. You have to remember though to keep it moist at all times. It is super prone to wrinkled leaves and wrinkled pseudobulbs. It does enjoy quite a lot of water. Also, I would suggest using a finer mix for it, maybe coconut husk that retains more water and is just more flexible than bark, because the roots are super thin and super fragile on this orchid. It can bounce back straight away, but the roots are just fragile, and I think they would enjoy a finer mix. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed this orchid. It's one of my favorites actually. I absolutely love the abundance of flowers and the great fragrance on this one. So yes, give it a try, and I don't think you'll regret it. I really hope you like the fragrance. So if you want to see other ID videos, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Leave me any questions or suggestions in a comment below, and also feel free to visit orchidnature.com for forums, photos, and care sheets and all of that. I'll see you next time. Bye!